Today we're going to be checking out the Rider RX from ACEBEAM, which is a pocket carry friendly light with a ton of great features. The performance of the Rider RX exceeds many lights in its class, the beam pattern and CRI is top notch, the build quality is very sturdy and lives up to ACEBEAM's reputation for ruggedness, and it's got a few other unique features which really stand out. Before we dive in, please give this video a thumbs up, which will help this channel get boosted in the algorithm, and please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And I'm going to be comparing the Rider RX to a bunch of other 14500 lights in the next few weeks, so make sure to stay tuned because that's going to be a really great video, and I'm also going to be doing a giveaway as well. There's also purchase links for the Rider RX down in the description below. This version of the Rider RX has a stainless steel shell, and if you look closely you can see it also has an aluminum alloy body, and there are a handful of other body materials and color choices to choose from. There's a two-way pocket clip which also doubles as a mechanical slide mechanism, and it also doubles as a fidget gadget, which makes it kind of fun to play around with. The hefty pocket clip also gives you a lot more area to grip and makes the light much easier and more comfortable to hold. It comes with a 920 mAh 14500 battery, which has a USB-C input for charging, and it's also capable of running on AA batteries, but you will see lower outputs, but you'll also see longer run times, so there's a bit of a trade-off there. The bezel is smooth. It's got an optical lens and the short, smooth aluminum reflector and a Nichia 219F LED with a 5000K color temperature, which produces a CRI greater than 90. The light has the ability to stand on its tail, and it's got a solid clicky switch, and the UI is very simple. You can click the switch to turn the light on and off, and full press to cycle upwards through the different output modes, or you can do a half press while the light is off for a momentary on. There's also a hidden SOS mode, which can be activated by rapidly cycling through the output modes 2 times. Now it's time for some beam shots so you can get a better idea of how the Rider RX will perform on its different output modes, and for these shots we're going to be using the included 14500 battery. The high mode has a max output of 650 lumens, a peak intensity of 2304 candela, and a max throw distance of 96 meters, which is about 315 feet. The Rider RX has a nice wide hotspot and a wide flood, and it's very well suited for both indoor and outdoor close range use. It can stay at this level for about 2 minutes before dropping down to about 450 lumens, where it will run for another 5 minutes before dropping down to 330 lumens, where it will run for about 55 more minutes. Here's a first-person view of what it's like to walk down a trail with medium mode, which has a 280 lumens output and a runtime of about 60 minutes. The Rider RX will do a relatively good job of maintaining this output, and it's a great mode if you need to walk in complete darkness for a relatively short amount of time. This is the 70 lumen mode, which is probably the most well-balanced and usable modes of the Rider RX, and it has a runtime of a little over 3 hours. It provides plenty of light to walk around with indoors for close quarters use, and the runtime is pretty impressive considering the size of the light. Here's a look at this light on its lowest output mode, which is 7 lumens on a 14500 battery, and this has a max runtime of 53 hours, which is just over 2 days. If you really want to boost this, you can run a AA battery, and the output will drop down to 0.5 lumens and run for 7 days. So if your primary concern is runtime, you might want to think of running a AA. Overall, I think the Rider RX is a really neat little light, and it's definitely one worth considering if you need something pocket carry friendly for EDC, and it delivers everything you've come to expect from ACEBEAM and a little more.